Yeah, Eddie Murphy used to do a bit about that, about his mother
Oh,
taking off a shoe like a boomerang.
yeah.
Yeah, mothers used to beat their. When I was a kid, yeah, mothers beat their kids. My mother used to just line us all up, and you'd just be standing there waiting. My dad saved the paddle from his fraternity. I used to hide that thing. And you'd move, and she'd miss and hit your lower back, back of your legs, and you'd reach back and get hit in the knuckles. It was the fucking worst. It's the worst.
Your parents, have you ever talked to them about being spanked?
No, because I deserved like 99% of them. There was only one time my brother said that I kicked my other brother in the face, which was against the rules. If you
Yeah.
hit from here down, it was considered working it out amongst yourselves. I used to do a bit about this. So I kicked him in like the chest. My brother said he kicked him in the. I kicked him in the face. My mother was getting ready for work, and she had one of those big '70s brushes, like the mirror on the wall ones,
Yeah.
and she wound. And I ducked, and she caught me right in the middle of my shoulder blades, and it was plastic, so the thing burst. I went down, and then like this is how frugal people were back. I mean, we were living in a fucking duplex, so she just kept the brush part. You know, like when black guys try to get waves, you know that little
Yeah.
thing that they were. That's what she she's just brushing her hair like that. And I'm doing. I'm telling you, like 8 years, and for 8 years we gotta laugh at that. Anytime I'd come in, when she was brushing her hair, I'd be like, "Hey, that's a nice brush you got there," and she would just laugh, knowing that it was the way it was because she tried to hit me over the head with it. So I don't
We've
know.
never we've never hit our kids. I take that
I
back.
could never.
I
I
take
could
that back.
never.
Leanne spanked Isla one time. One time. She was jumping on the I mean, this is like this kid deserved it. I wasn't there, but I had a theory, and my theory was that Leanne did it because her family was around, and her family was a bunch of, her family's was the hitting type. They still spank. They still spank where they live. And so,
My wife's family is the hitting type. I like that.
yeah. So Isla was jumping on the couch at the lake house in her bathing suit, and one of Leanne's aunts was like, "Now you need to get that kid to stop. There ain't no jumping in no wet bathing suit on that couch." Leanne's like, Isla, don't you disrespect that furniture like that." And Isla looked at her, she goes, "Get off that couch." And then they grabbed Isla, they took her down, and they said, "Hey, look at that couch. You don't disrespect that couch by jumping in a wet bathing suit." And Isla looked at all the aunts and Leanne, turned around and spit on it.
Oh my god.
Fucking spanked her.
Yeah.
I was on the road, and Isla called. We got we get on the phone, and they get on the phone, and Isla whispers, "I got spanked," and I went, "What?" And I lost my shit. So I've never hit our kids.
Right.
Leanne's
Yeah,
like,
dude. There
"Oh,
you go. There's one for hitting your kids. You don't hit your kids, they end up spitting on the couch in front of company.
fucking spit!" One of my favorite stories.
That sounded like the like WWE, like the beginning of some bit to set up a championship fight. Let me tell you something, brother. Would you spit on my couch? Come this Friday.
Uh, the remember we were kids. There was this kid, Louis Fagan. So I grew up with the Fagans, right?
What?
Patrick and Louis Fagan. Patrick and Louis
Spell his
Fagan were
name.
like Feagan,
Oh, okay.
Irish, hardcore Irish,
I thought you
and
turned a slur into a verb.
no Fagan. They were Fagan.
What are you doing tonight? I'm Fagin.
Oh, Bill, if you had grown up with us, we would have used that immediately. I didn't even think of that.
Oh, I already immediately felt bad for him. I go, well, there went his childhood. They're like literally how far he dropped down in the draft of when he picked for a prom date with that last name.
So
Poor bastard.
Pat-
It's just not fair.
Patrick's at school, Louis younger, and they have a microphone on the stage, and Patrick's mom's helping out at school, and so Louis younger, not in school yet, grabs the microphone and starts singing in the microphone, and one of the nuns comes up and grabs the microphone, puts it in the thing, smacks him on the hand, and says, "Don't you touch that microphone." So Louis goes up, grabs the microphone again. The nun goes away, grabs the microphone again, starts singing. Now the whole school's watching, right? Whole cafeteria kids are watching. Nun grabs the microphone, puts it on the floor, doesn't put it back in the thing, lays it on the floor. and says, "There will be hell to pay, Mr. Fagan, if I come back and you touch this microphone one more time."
He's setting him up for a kick to the chops.
Kit Nunn walks away. Louis Fagan waits, gets on the stage. Marine crawls over to the microphone, lays his head next to it, and goes, "Sister."
What did she do?
Oh, lost her fucking shit. I laughed. Well, I mean, Bill, that story happened 40 years ago, and I still remember it.
I guarantee you if his last name was Johnson, he wouldn't feel the need he had to do that. He needed a rep. He had to be the crazy guy.
Oh, Marine crawls over to the kid was probably 6 years old, lays his head next to the microphone and goes, "Sister."
He was only 6?
He was fucking 6.
Wow, that's like a genius comic mind to do, because then he was also like, well, I didn't touch it. He had an alibi, he had a loophole.
A loophole, yeah.
Dude, I remember one time, I'm not going to say the names, I'm not going to say what grade or what school, but this teacher asked me to go down the hall. She may or may not have had a drinking problem. She told me to go down the hall. She was never drunk at work, but she was definitely hungover now that I look back. She goes, you and you know, go down the hall, right? So me and this other kid get up, and then one of my best friends goes, me too? Me? And I was like, I don't know, come on with me. And she didn't say him. And she came storming out. She goes, I didn't say you. And she grabbed him by the back of his neck, dug her nails in, and threw him. Where he did one of these where he almost fell down. And then I was sitting next to him in class, and he had blood coming down his neck like they took the bolts out of Frankenstein. And I don't know, you could do shit like that. The kid could like leave home with a perfectly good neck and then come home. What happened to your neck? Oh, I thought the teacher said me. Turned out it wasn't me. So she grabbed me by my little neck and threw me down the hall. I remember him crying at his desk.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I fucking hated my teacher because that was like my best friend. I fucking hated her, and I was just like, I don't know, I kind of solidified, was getting to like the whole like, where you're really realizing that adults did not have their shit together.
Oh.
Just because they had a car and they could fucking, you know, stay up as late as they want, eat whatever they want. You think they have all this freedom that they're these fully developed people. There's another part of that story that I told him I would never tell, so I can't.
I remember the first time seeing that with a cop. The first time I saw that, I grew up thinking cops were always right. I was always wrong, and I never saw it filter. And then one time we got pulled over in Georgia, and man, I remember he took my license and cut it in half with a knife, and I went, "Hang on, I don't have a license anymore." He was like, he literally was looking for me to start a fight so he could beat the fuck out of me. And
what did you do?
I was speeding. I was just speeding. We were making.
Well, how fast?
Maybe 50 and a 35, going over a bridge, and not really
Small
bad.
Town?
Small town.
His town. Oh, okay. You didn't say anything smart to him?
No, not at all. I had long hair. I was listening to the
Right two.
Yep. In a Jetta with Grateful Dead stickers all over it.
They ring him up.
I remember being
lucky you didn't throw your neck crick.
I remember being so confused. I was like, wait, what are you doing? Like, the fact that he wasn't following the law, it blew me away.
I can't tell how many times I got pulled over when I was on the fucking road. I used to always do the same thing. I would immediately pull over, and I'd sit like this waiting for the guy. And then he would show up. I'd be like, how you doing? I go, it's okay, I get my license. I did all of that shit. Because I remember one time I got pulled over. I had some gig in Colorado. And I was driving like 90 miles an hour for like an hour in the wrong direction. Before I realized it. Not 90, like 65, 70. And then I realized it's going to take me like an hour and a half just to get back to where I started. And I went from having enough time to go to Subway, check into the Motel 6, make a set list, to having to go straight from my car onto stage. So I'm driving like fucking 90 now. and I'm on some back roads in Colorado. And I swear to God, this guy in a Ford fucking Bronco that had like Radio Shack like cop lights on his dashboard was coming the other way, and he like swerved at me. And I was like, what the fuck? So I pull over, and he comes walking up, dude. All he had on was the cop shirt. He had like blue jeans with the. He looked like he was in the. He looked like a scoutmaster, like he was late to a Cub Scout meeting. He had the cop shirt tucked in to his pants. I'm like, what the fuck? And he comes up and he just fucking bam, slammed the window. He goes, get it out. Talking about that, and he was a little fucking punk ass fucking kid. Little fucking. I still remember his fucking little face. I could have put him between my fingers and snapped him on my fucking neck. Little
Really?
fucking douche in a big truck who got the cop shirt. And I want to be like, you know, hey buddy, when you get your first couple whiskers, do they give you the rest of the uniform? I mean, I had $1 million for this guy. And I can't say shit because I am so in the middle of nowhere. This guy could blow my fucking brains out, and he seems unstable enough. Like the level mad that he was. I was doing 90. Like the worst thing was going to happen. I was going to hit somebody's fucking cow.
Yeah.
It was in the middle of nowhere. He's acting like I was going through some fucking playground with kids running across the street. Oh, what a cunt. I can never tell that story without getting fucking pissed. Late 90s. I'll tell you the best part of that trip was I made the gig, and then this was 99. The Giants, the Jets were in town playing the Broncos at the old Horseshoe Mile High Stadium.
Yeah.
The Broncos had just gone back-to-back and had Terrell Davis. And everybody thought Elway was going to come back. He retired. Everybody thought the Jets with Bill Parcells and Keyshawn Johnson and Vinny Testaverde were going to go undefeated or whatever. Vinny blew out his Achilles in the first game. So they were both 0-4. And scalpers had a stack of tickets like this, giving them away. I paid face value. I probably could have got in for less, but whatever. So I fucking go in there. And Terrell Davis blew out his fucking ACL. I guess that isn't a good story. I was just psyched that